Today we'll be going to chat to a young man named Mark. He's in Year 7 and attends Greenwood High School. We'll be looking deep into his performance while focusing on key medical and behavioural issues.
Hi.
How are you doing? Tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to skateboard and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty much.
How are you finding your school experience?
I hate school. It's just so boring, really. Yeah.
So what do you like or dislike about school?
I like PE. I like running around and my teacher, and that's really awesome. Yeah, I don't really like any of my other classes. It's boring, really.
So what classes do you dislike and why?
Oh, I hate maths. Yeah, I feel like teachers just out to get me, and I just don't get it, really.
So do you find the work hard at school?
Sometimes, yeah, like I've got ADHD, so I can't always concentrate on the work. So it gets hard, but I don't really care. I don't even try.
So why don't you think that you try?
It's just boring. Like I'd rather just chat to my friends and stuff in class, and yeah, can't be bothered doing the work really. So yeah, that's why I'm like that.
Alright then, well it was nice chatting to you, Mark. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Alright, see ya.
After speaking to Mark, there are 3 areas of concern that our investigation will be exploring in order to improve Mark's schooling experience. The first is underperformance across a large range of subjects. Mark has stated that he has difficulties in maths, but through our investigation we have found issues in English and science also. These subjects tend to have a higher level of critical and higher order thinking, which could be related to the issues at hand. The second area of concern is the reluctancy to follow key instructions in class. Mark's teachers have had issues with him talking in class as well as not completing the allocated work. Once again, he tends to demonstrate these problems during all classes. However, his behaviour is perceived to be better during practical subjects such as PDHPE. The last area of concern for Mark is a chronic condition called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Although it has not been shown to be a direct cause of Mark's misbehaviour in class, it may play a role in his disruptive behaviours and reluctancy to follow instructions in class. Okay everyone, getting your books out and your pencil cases out. I want to see everyone's page from last week where we were looking at Pythagoras theorem. We're going to be revisiting some of the work there. So I'm going to be writing some questions up on the board, so I'd like everyone to start copying those down, okay? Mark, you writing down the work?
Yeah.
Mark, why's your phone out?
It's not out. Jeez. It's not out. I'm doing the work.
Show me what you've done.
I'm just writing down that. What you told me.
You're still only on the heading.
Yeah.
The questions are up on the board.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't looking.
Where's your work from last week?
I don't know.
So you haven't written down anything. Mark, it's no wonder you're failing maths. What are you going to do about it?
No.
I suggest you start writing down the work. Alright, coming in everyone. Getting your books out. Getting your reading books out. Going to continue looking at the book that we started last week.
Oh man.
Mark, quietening down, you're late to class.
What's that one?
Do you have any of your material here?
Hmm?
Do you have any
No.
of your material here? You don't have your book.
No. Do we need books? I'll just look on.
You can have your own, Mark.
What are we up to? We up to that bit? What bit? What page? I don't know the page, miss. What's
Page
the
63.
What page? Alright.
Everyone, we're just going to have quiet reading for the next 5 minutes, okay?
This is so boring. What are we reading? Miss, I don't get what we're doing.
Mark, I said quiet reading for the next 5 minutes. Page 63. Stop distracting your fellow students.
Alright, so class, today we're going to be focusing on fitness.
Yes.
Alright, I love your enthusiasm, Mark, but just hold on while I finish instructions. So first we're going to start off with some sprints.
From what we can see in this lesson, Mark continues to demonstrate talkative and at times disruptive behaviour. However, his attitude and demeanour are enthusiastic and positive as he enjoys the class. His behaviour in the PDHPE lessons become easier for teachers to manage as opposed to their higher order thinking classes such as maths or English.
Hey, so I know you wanted to talk about Mark and his progress in class. How do you think he's going?
That's right, I did. So I've got Mark for Year 7 Mathematics and English, and he just seems to be really struggling and staying on task, and he's really disrupting some of his other students, so he's not getting out of the lessons as much as he could be.
Yeah, I've got him for PE, and he's actually quite the opposite. I make him captain in a few of his activities to keep him occupied, and he really seems to enjoy that. And also, I've implemented sporting activities where he enjoys them, so it keeps his mind off, distracting other students.
So I'm thinking I might have to start implementing some strategies in his mathematics and English lessons, just so he can stay a little bit more engaged, and so his misbehaviours, we can sort of start to minimise that, because despite his ADHD, I do believe, there is a lot of potential in him, and, I do want, obviously, him to succeed as the year progresses on. So we might have to start looking into that a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, that sounds good, and we'll catch up a bit later to
Definitely
monitor the progress.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cognitive behavioural theory aims to help people learn and recognise when they are demonstrating negative behavioural patterns. Many of the interventions within the theory enable people to develop alternative methods of thinking and behaving. Hart and Morgan 1993 state that strategies derived from cognitive behavioural theory are designed in ways that recognise the inner experiences of individuals. This has been deemed particularly effective as such strategies should seek to accommodate both the thoughts and behaviours of the individual. The cognitive behavioural strategies often employed in schools are not implemented by specialist therapists, but rather classroom teachers who receive training. The focus with these strategies is in changing the individual's worldview, specifically their thinking, feelings, and behaviours. As such, these strategies have the potential to address a number of challenges that teachers commonly perceive in their classrooms. Furthermore, by encouraging students to be self-reflective and to monitor their own actions, it increases independence, responsible decision-making, and self-perception. Kaplan and Carter 1995 state that cognitive behavioural theory and its strategies also seek to develop students' self-management skills so that it may influence behavioural independence. Such competence in self-management skills can help increase the likelihood of students to comply with instructions and directions given by their teachers. In justifying how this particular theoretical concept aligns with Mark, cognitive behavioural theory states that its strategies are most suited towards students with challenging behaviours, including disruption, a reluctance to comply with classroom instructions, and academic underachievement. Moreover, within cognitive behavioural interventions, teachers assist students by designing their own strategies that aim to modify their behaviours. In implementing such strategies, teachers exploit a person-centred counselling approach in reconstructing students' thinking. Strategies may involve talking and setting goals with students, listening to their worldview, and helping the student on their journey towards positive well-being. In using cognitive behavioural theory, two key strategies will be implemented to assist Mark. These strategies will directly relate to the significant array of difficulties Mark is currently experiencing. The two strategies that will be employed by Greenwood High School and Mark's teachers are the Talk Sense to Yourself program and the Stop Think Do program. Jeffrey Ragg's 1989 Talk Sense to Yourself program is an excellent school-based intervention that focuses on cognitive behavioural theory. Although the program was introduced in Australian schools over 25 years ago, it continues to be viewed as a brilliant primary and secondary school program, which aims to help students with challenging behaviours. Linfoot, Martin and Stephenson, 1999. The program has been specifically designed to develop students' self-control and self-management skills so that issues of misbehaviour, poor concentration and hyperactivity, suitably ADHD, are addressed. In explaining the application of this program, Mark attended one-on-one lessons with his trained mathematics teacher and was asked to analyse his own inappropriate behaviours. After Mark distinguished his own unproductive behaviours, he was then monitored during class to see whether or not he would use self-instruction and the behaviour rehearsal techniques which were taught to change his behaviour patterns. In further emphasising the importance of this behavioural change, Mark designed some personal goals with the assistance of his mathematics teacher. In setting these goals, Mark learnt that they were to assist him in regulating his emotions and rationalising his behaviours. In evaluating the effectiveness of this program, Mark's mathematics teacher continued to guide him throughout the schooling term in the development and application of these student-centred strategies and newly learnt behaviours. In 1991, Lindy Peterson developed the popular social skills training program called Stop, Think, Do. The program supports students as they learn to control their emotions, rationalise their thoughts and adapt appropriate behaviours. Peterson, 1995. The program also aims to assist teachers in promoting positive classroom environments. In describing the application of this program, Mark received scheduled one-on-one training with his teachers, where his behavioural problems were initially addressed. Strategies were then implemented to teach Mark how to recognise his negative emotions, which can then lead to inappropriate behaviours. A particularly important skill which Mark's teachers highlighted during his training session was in using self-talk as a calming and reasoning tool. This enables Mark to choose more appropriate behaviours in those situations that are often derived from negative emotions. Finally, in meeting with Mark's mother, she was able to see not only what a positive effect the Stop, Think, Do cues have had on her son, but in understanding how it accommodates for his ADHD and academic underperformance. Peterson, 2001.
Hi Mark, it's nice to see you again. How have you been?
Yeah, pretty good since last time. School's gone well and I'm happy, so it's awesome.
That's good to hear. So the last time we seen you was about a term ago, and in that time maybe tell me about some of the changes that have happened.
Yep, so my teachers sat me down, had a talk to me. We went through a few different things like setting goals, one-on-one talking, and it's been really good. I feel like they're really helping me, and I get along better with the teachers, and also the work is becoming it's easy to understand.
So have your marks improved then?
Yes, they have. Even in maths and English, the two subjects I was never that good in, like my marks have got a lot better since I'm getting a little bit of extra help through those.
And do you think that's all because the teachers have been sitting down with you one-on-one and implementing that sort of strategy to help you sort of improve your results?
I feel like the teachers are more there for me now, and I can talk to them more frequently. So because of that, I do sometimes still go off track, but it's easier for me to get on with the work that needs to be done now than I did before.
So you're distracting others in class a little less then?
I still do talk in class, but definitely not to the degree that I was at the beginning of the term.
Well, that's wonderful to see, especially since it's only been a term. So what do you see for yourself in the future, maybe going on another term or by the end of the year even? Where do you see yourself?
I hope I can get better. I love sport. Hopefully I can do more in sport, but at the same time, now that I'm working towards my other classes, I can get higher marks. So, yeah, that'd be good to get like some A's in English and maths.
And just before we leave you there, Mark, how have you been dealing with your ADHD?
Yeah, so I still fidget and things like that in class. I can't help it, but it's not a problem where it distracts me from my work because I have that extra help, and I get monitored a little bit more better than I did before. So before it was a big problem, but now it's not as bad.
So the teachers have helped you manage the situation now in class?
Correct, yeah.
That's great to hear, Mark. It's been wonderful catching up with you. I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you.
Further research was seen to support the two strategies that were selected for Mark. Osher et al. 2007 stated that supportive teacher-student relationships play an important role in students' feelings of connectedness to school and both their academic and social-emotional outcomes. Houts et al. 2010 reinforced this idea by mentioning that when teachers build positive attitudes towards students, problem behaviors decline and on-task behaviors increase. In regards to Mark and his ADHD, studies by Efron et al. 2008 found that teachers have inadequate understanding and training in the area of ADHD and schools are frequently not meeting their students' needs. Therefore, Martinson et al. 2011 states that teachers who implement strategies such as the Stop, Think, Do program and Talk Sense to Yourself program have a higher chance of lowering levels of misbehavior in the classroom. Through the use of body activities such as practical PDHPE lessons and hands-on lessons, King and Gartrell 2008 state that students with ADHD are able to learn to control their impulsivity and increase their concentration.